just a couple days left of 2024, which means we are going to be setting up the 2025 hobonichi techo cousin. 2024 was my very first time ever using the hobonichi systems of any kind. I kind of knew right away that I wanted to jump into the cousin. I almost thought about maybe trying to do the weeks for 2025, but I loved using the cousin so much in 2024 that I decided to stick with it for the new year. I just really like how I can journal in it a little bit every day. It's great for me to keep track of what I'm doing for the day, my daily schedules, my weekly schedules, and then also just like little monthly overviews as well too. I have got a lot of hopes, dreams, and plans for 2025 that I'm excited to take you all along with me for. And I'm just really excited to be jumping right into planning out the 2025 calendar and journal. It's gonna be great. So here is the journal, and now I'm gonna give you a quick walkthrough of everything that is in here and the layout, especially if you are someone that is unfamiliar with this line at all, or if you just use any of the other hobonichi journals and have just been curious about what is so different with the cousin. So it's a kind of like soft cover. It does have some flexibility in here, which does tend to relax itself over time, and it opens up really nicely. You have like a nice little binding right here that you can see where they did like the stitching. So I find that it opens up pretty nicely. As you can see, I just like opened up to the middle and it lays so flat and so open. I just really love the design of the spine, even on its own. Like that to me was like part of like one of the things that attracted me the most about this journal was just how it laid when you opened it. We've got a couple pages of the intro. You've got a nice little layout with the 2024 calendar. We've got this year and a little bit of next year. This here is going to be a yearly layout. So you can kind of see like each column is each month. And it's just two little pages. I didn't really do much with this in 2024. And honestly, I don't know if I'm gonna do very much with it in 2025. I've seen some people use this for like bills, overall events, like birthdays, things like that, which is not a bad idea. And maybe I'll try to consider using something like that for this. But otherwise, I'm not gonna lie, stuff like this tends to be pretty forgotten for me. So once I set it up, I'm pretty much gonna forget about it and never look at it again. So I'm honestly probably not gonna even bother for that very reason. But it is nice to have there in case you are someone that is creative enough to know what to do with this section. These are the monthly layouts. For me personally, I kind of use this just as a general, like, oh, this subscription auto renews on this date. I am going out of town like this weekend, you know, just examples like that. I think it was very similar to kind of like the yearly layout, where I honestly didn't look at it that much. It was really nice to do and go through as the start of each month. I kind of loved doing that. I would sit down on the first and I'd fill it out and look at everything and get a nice monthly overview. But kind of like the yearly one, once I set it up, I honestly never really looked at it again. I'm hoping that this year I'm gonna try and figure out maybe something that is a little bit more creative. I have one of those little Instax printers where it kind of turns anything that you print into a sticker. And I've seen people kind of do like a little photo a day and stick those in here. I think something like that would be really, really fun. Just something creative that I would like to use this daily. You know, not sure exactly what it is yet, but I am kind of leaning towards the idea of doing a daily photo. And then you can see it even spills into 2026 a little bit for the first couple of months. And then here, this is where it looks more like a weekly layout. So you can see the first starts on Wednesday. Today is actually Sunday, so I won't be starting it until this day. So I got a few more days left. But I do use the weekly so much. I use this every single week. I like to sit down on Sunday or Monday and I like to plan out my week, whether it's like content creation, if I've got appointments, other work things that are happening. I'll also even put down like my partner's work schedule in here. But this is really nice. I will use this as your typical kind of, you know, schedule tracker. And once again, it goes right into 2026 for the first couple of days. And then now we have the daily pages. At the start of each month, there's always a blank page over here. I always love to do a little bit of a junk journal spread on here, creating almost like a cover for the month, almost like a mood board. That's kind of what I like to use this as. I have lots of stickers, like a lot of these like washi stickers, which you'll probably see once I decorate the cover. And I will just love to do something a little themed. Sometimes it's a mood board, sometimes it's just something to be creative with. It really kind of depends. I don't put too many rules and restrictions on myself. And then this for me is where I definitely have noticed, both on TikTok or even on YouTube, I definitely use this journal a little bit more in a utilitarian way than maybe some other people do. Lots of folks will only keep track of their schedules in these weekly pages here, and then every single day they will only use this for just like journaling throughout the whole day, or they're going to use it for, like, I've seen people like paint on this page, do drawings, whatever. I do a little bit of a combo of both. I do tend to split right down the middle here, and I do love this section for doing my daily schedule. So I will just kind of look through what my week is, and then I will take what is happening for that day and I will put that here. Most of that has to do with the fact that the weekly schedule is so nice so that I have an overview, but unfortunately with my brain, if I see too much noise ahead, then I tend to get really, really overwhelmed and I think too much about what's coming as opposed to focusing on today. So that is kind of why I will rewrite my schedule for the day into here. And then down here, I'll write a little to-do list for everything I got to get done that day. And then down here, I'll do a tomorrow to-do list, because I very often will, throughout the day, will be like, oh, I got to do this tomorrow. I got to do this tomorrow. I got to do this tomorrow. So I always dedicate a little section, whether that's here or down here, to writing what I have to do the next day. So that way it is written down. It's off of my mind. I won't, but it's still in a place that I won't forget about it and can be easily referenced for the next day. So that once again, my brain is just focused on what's happening today and I can keep focused and get what I need to get done. That's always my biggest issue. And then up here, I usually like to write what the weather is, the high, and if it's like cloudy, sunny, whatever. That's something I started to do towards the end of the year, and I'm going to keep doing it, and I like it. And then from here, I will do a morning check-in, and I'll do like a very quick little write-up, usually about like how I slept the night before, maybe if there's any like things that I missed from writing the day before, whatever. And then the bottom half will be an evening check-in, and that will be how I write in just like anything that happens during the day. And this is just a really nice way for me to ground myself both in the morning and then later in the evening. I can write out some feelings. I try not to get too in-depth here. This is really just like a quick daily check-in for myself. If there is anything that I need to get a little bit emotionally in depth with, whether I have to analyze something, whether something really big happened to me emotionally that day and I have to like get my feelings out, that goes into another journal. And then it will just look like that for the rest of the month, or the rest of the year, I should say. Every month will kind of have that little layout. Who knows? I might play around with the layout a little bit this year and see maybe if I'll do something different than what I was just describing. But for now, I'm gonna start off with that, and then we'll see if I play out with any layouts before. And then here you just have like a couple little things of extra graph paper if you're creative and want to do anything with that. Here's a little timetable. I tend to not use the back of this journal very much. Really didn't last year, and I'm not going to very much in the new year. I love the idea of these little favorites things, but honestly, I tend not to use this because I tend to write out too many favorites or have too many things I want to share and write about. So I ignore that. And then this is like a My 100. This is make a list of up to 100 entries for anything you want, things to accomplish this year, books you've read, movies you've seen, snacks you've tried, shops you want to visit. It's up to you. And so for me, I did kind of like 100 items that I finished, whether it was books, movies, TV shows, video games, things like that. And then in this little box here, I wrote like a little score for how I felt about the rating of it. And then this is just cute little like things like sample symbols and icons, how to have fun keeping a diary, words to remember, oodles and noodles. I really like this. This was not in the last year, so that's pretty fun. And then 365 days checkoff sheet. Not sure what this is. I could see people using this as a habit tracker. And then getting the most out of your hobonichi. I really like this. It kind of gives you little things here. There's like a QR code you can scan. Here's like a little gift tracker. Here's some addresses. And then here's any of your personal notes. And then there's the back cover. So now I'm going to be decorating the cover. So here is what I did last year. I loved this. I love this little layout. I love the sticker. This is from Janice Sung. If any of you guys are familiar with her art, that is how I use the sticker. And then here's some of those like washi tape stickers that I just love. I'm going to be using some of a very similar idea, I think, on here. I think I'm going to make it my cover be a little bit more playful. I think I was definitely going with that like cool chic kind of like more beige girl aesthetic kind of thing on this one. I'm going to make this a little bit more colorful. I am going to be using these tabs again. I really love this. This was so great to just kind of like flip to the month if I needed to. I bought the exact same ones for this new year, but I think next year, if I do use this journal again, I think that I would like to maybe design my own little tabs so I can do, I don't know, a cute font, cute color, whatever. And then I have this little bookmark that I will use in here. It's like this really cute kind of like cutaway silhouette one that I really love. It came in a little pack. I got these from Amazon, and I basically just use this in the weeks section so that I can very quickly go to the current week that I'm on. There on the decorating. I know this may not be everyone's taste, but I actually think it's really cute. It's like the perfect combo to me of just like junk journaling and cutesy and a little quirky. I like the colors on it. I know that it is so different and more cluttered than how I did it here, but I feel like this is a little bit more me and my personality and how I decorate and journal and all of that stuff. So this feels way more true to me. I'm gonna go in with some of these monthly tabs. It's time to put these on. So I'm going to put these on the monthly spreads for this. There's a lot of extras in the back here. I don't think I'm going to use any of these. I did use the little goals one last year, and I just used that to mark kind of the end of the journal into this section here. But I don't even think I'm going to bother with that this year and just keep the months because I like the way it looks a little bit better. I am not gonna lie, I love the feeling of this journal without a cover, but it is so soft and everything gets so flexible that you honestly kind of need one. So I am then going to use this one here. This is the Midori notebook cover, the A5 journal one. It's a pretty popular one that people use for this. Hobonichi does make their own covers that you could use. However, I personally really love the clear cover because then I can do some fun cover designs like I did here. Does have a nice little pen spot right here too. I don't really use it, but I have used it a couple of times just like when I've traveled or anything like that. I have found the best way to do it is to take the front and the back cover and open it kind of like this so you can kind of see how it's like this. And I'll take this and fold the cover the same way. This is not as tight of a fit as it usually is. It's actually kind of nice. There's a little more wiggle room, which feels really good. Because you can kind of see here, and it was that tight even before I filled it. So I'm a little bit shocked, but hey, I'll take it. It works. And there is the final look, the final setup. Thanks for hanging out with me today while I set up my journal, got all my tabs, and decorated the cover today. My goal is to do a little bit more journaling content on my channel this year, so definitely keep an eye out. But I'm also planning on diving into just so many more things this year, and I'm just really excited. I've always loved the start of the new year. I love how refreshing everything feels, and getting to sit down and start a new journal / calendar, whatever you want to call this, just really helps get me excited and motivated for what's to come next. Please take care of yourselves. Please be kind. Love yourself. Love one another. and then we will see you in the next video. Bye.